So the Isaac Coleman grants are grants to nonprofit organizations in our community working to champion equitable opportunity. The legacy of Isaac Coleman was about working toward justice, including racial justice. And so these are nonprofits that are working for more racial equity in the community. And they align with our strategic plan. Buncombe County is prioritizing equity as an organizational value and as a foundation for how we move forward. Some of the kinds of projects that have been funded through Isaac Coleman are jobs programs, education, and projects that help create sense of community and sense of space and culture. So things like community gardens and recreational and engagement opportunities. Isaac Coleman's legacy was about justice, and these grantees really embody that spirit.
So everything that we do is based upon those three principles, being trauma-informed, resiliency-focused, and culturally aligned. But with us understanding that through the social determinants of health and other disparity studies, that Black and brown people, specifically Black people, there's a wider gap when we talk about the services that they are offered and the things that the community needs in order to start healing and to be better. So Buncombe County Department of Health and Human Services, they utilize our services. We have a contract with them to provide domestic violence intervention for offenders as well as survivors. We also have a contract with the United Way where we have a learning center, aka a learning pod, first grade to 12th grade to have access to our internet so they can do their virtual learning. But it's more than that for us because we also provide trauma-informed, resiliency-focused care for all of our students with that as well. Because of the Isaac Coleman grants, we were able to start developing those peer support specialists that we need to be in the communities to do the work. What we're doing is finding those people in communities, offering them an opportunity to become a peer support specialist and a trauma-informed peer support specialist as well. And then we put them back in the communities with an opportunity to get paid for doing this work. Peer support specialist is an evidence-based practice that shows that peers can have a direct positive effect on their peers when it comes to people being able to serve other people being able to talk about problems, people being able to discuss their trauma. So the Isaac Coleman grant has given us the ability to, get these people, get them certified and put them back in the community, being able to pay them as well. When we talk accomplishments, it can be looked at in many different ways. You can look at the data and see how many people we've served. And that's great because we've served over 270 people. So we can get people in and we can give them the services. And we have, about 15 people who have completed the peer support training, waiting on their certifications, which is great. We applaud that. The effect of what we're doing, it won't show for another couple of years because once people start to heal, then they can start to feel, then they can start to build, and that's a better life for themselves, their family, their community. And that's what we're looking to. That's the real goal.
Read to Succeed is a local literacy nonprofit. We are on a mission to close the race-based opportunity gap in our community right here in Asheville and Buncombe County through community-powered literacy programming that involves children, their families, and our community partners. We train volunteers that work one-to-one with students in kindergarten to third grade in supporting them in coming to grade level with their reading. And we also are actively expanding our scope of work to work with families and community partners that support children 0 to 5. So when you go up to an average person, you say, how many children do you think could learn to read in the whole world? A huge body of research says 95% of all children, almost every single child can learn to read and read proficiently and read well. But what we see across our nation and right here in North Carolina is that while 95% of children can learn to read, only about 65% of fourth graders are reading proficiently at the end of that grade. Over a third of all children, don't have basic reading skills. And that is not okay, Reading's not a privilege. Reading is a right. Literacy is a right. And there's absolutely a way for us to bridge the gap. So the Isaac Coleman grant specifically helps us look at the opportunity gap, which is huge between Black and white students in our community, through an equity lens, right, and a literacy lens. And so showing, if you look at the data, and we see that around less than a quarter of Black students, 3rd to 8th grade, are reading at grade level compared to their white counterparts, which are around 80%, we could see that there's a huge disparity there, and it's not about ability level at all. Right, it's not about intelligence at all. So Isaac Coleman, he started Read to Succeed to close that gap, and receiving this grant last year has inspired us to expand our work and our approach to how we support students in learning to read. As our trainer, literacy specialist Carly Stein has shown us, really, is reading is the hardest thing a child will ever learn to do. It's not a natural process, right? You think AP English, right? AP Calculus is hard? When you're 6 years old, learning to read is the hardest thing you will ever do. And it is incredible to witness these students put in that work. And we're so excited to see what this work can be moving forward, and getting to work with these amazing kids, is the cherry on top.